Hey everybody, I hope you guys are doing well. I've got another video for you today. This one is another TTM video. It's been a few weeks since my last one. TTM, if you don't know, stands for through the mail, and what I will do is I will take cards and send them to various players of basketball, baseball, and hockey, sometimes to a lesser extent football. In the mail, I'll send them with a self-addressed stamped envelope, as well as a letter that's handwritten, that's individualized to the player, that asks them if they're willing to sign for me. A lot of them, most of them, will sign them and send them right back in the mail, and it's kind of a fun little hobby. I'm sure if you're watching this video that you guys are probably doing the same thing and sending a lot of these out to various players. Without further ado, let's get into what has come in this time. Starting off, we've got a pitcher who played for both the Cubs and the Pirates back in the 80s. Got Mike Bilecki. Really love that 87 Topps card, really cool, as well as a couple Cubs cards as well of him. So really cool to get those from Mike Bilecki. Another one is one I kind of gave up on because I sent these way back in, I think, July, and just kind of lost track of them. Never thought I would see these come back, but I've got Kurt Young, who was a pitcher for the A's back in the late 80s or mid to late 80s. He's a pretty good pitcher, and I guess from what I hear, he's a pretty busy guy, so I'm happy he was able to find the time to sign these. His signature looks really cool on his cards, so really happy to add those to the collection. Next up, we have one that I always like, this player, and he lives in Puerto Rico, so to send these all the way to Puerto Rico. And I think he's another player who signs them in big batches. He kind of lets them stack up and then signs them all at once, because this one kind of sat for quite a long while, but I noticed a lot of other people were getting returns from him recently as well. But Jose Lind, he was a great player, fan favorite back in the 80s and early 90s. But yeah, so really happy that Jose Lind came through on these, and glad to add them to the collection. Here's another early 80s player who played on the Tigers, and I'm always happy to get Tigers signatures to add to the collection. Bill Fahey, and got the 83 Topps of him playing on the Tigers, as well as him on the Padres as well, which he was playing a little bit before I was young when he was playing, so I really didn't follow him at the time, but I'm always happy to add Tigers to my collection, so glad to get that. Here's another one who's definitely before my time, as I was not alive in '67 or the 60s in general, but this is Frank Lindsay, who played for the San Francisco Giants way back in the 60s, and he was a pitcher. And his signature looks pretty cool. I'm glad to add his to the collection as well. And it's always fun learning about the older players that played before my time. In order to get these signatures, I'll usually research them a little bit, and then in the letter kind of write something about what I learned about them to them. Next up is a basketball return. Mike Gminski, who played for the 76ers and the Hornets. My understanding with him is that he really doesn't like to sign more than 3. I think if you send more than 3, he'll send some back. But I was trying to pick some cards of his where you could actually see the signature. His basketball cards have so much black in the background on a lot of them that it's really hard to, and just so much noisy other stuff going on in the brighter sections, that it's really hard to get a good card for signatures where the signature really stands out. But I thought these ones were the best ones that I could pull out of my collection, and I think they all look great, so I'm happy to add those to the collection as well. Next up, this is just a one of 1984 Topps. We got one from Tom Brennan, who was a pitcher for the Indians back in the early 80s. Is it not in focus? In focus. There we go. Here's another player from the 80s and 90s who played for the Yankees and the Indians, Joel Skinner, who's a catcher, as you can obviously tell from that 88 score. He's got a cool signature, and I like that he kind of picks a spot on the card to sign it that's not like totally obstructing the picture, but still kind of showcases his signature. So glad to add Joel Skinner to the collection. Next up is a player who, he does charge a fee of $5, but this is Manny Trillo, if I mispronounce it. But he was, I think, when I knew him, he was always on the Cubs, but he was on the Phillies earlier in his career, and I just liked this card. I thought it was a cool card to get signed of him. I'm not a big Cubs fan or a Phillies fan. I'm a Tigers fan, so I don't, I wasn't stuck on getting him in a Cubs uniform or anything for a card, but I just thought this was a really good picture, and the brightness of the card makes the signature kind of stand out. So 81 Topps, I think, is a great card for Manny Trio to get that signed. Next up is another pitcher. It seems like there's a lot of pitchers today, but we've got Rennie Martin, who played for the Royals and the Giants in the early 80s. His signature is kind of all over the place, but happy to add him to the collection as well. Here's another one that does charge a fee, so I only got one of him, but I went with his 85 Topps. This is Von Hayes, which I'm sure you guys all remember him from the 80s. Great player. Happy to add him to the collection as well. And then we've got another basketball one. We've got Theo Blue Edwards. His signature it's crazy. It looks like it's really hard to, not that any of them are really easy to discern, like what they say, but this one is just really kind of, really scribbly. Not that that's bad. I mean, everybody has their own signature. Everybody has their uniqueness to how they sign things, but I just thought his was really scribbly. But that's cool. I'm happy that he signed them and happy to add them to the collection. Here's a cool player from the 60s and 70s of hockey now. We've got Terry Harper. He, of course, played for the Red Wings and the Canadiens. I think he was more famous for playing with the Canadiens and won a few cups with them. But he was also a Red Wings player for a while as well, so I've got him in each of the teams. He played defense, of course. Good defenseman from back in the day. Happy to add those. Another hockey one. This one is another one that took a while to come back, but I'm happy that it came back. Oops, there's three. Brad Shaw, who was a player in the early 90s, played for the Hartford Whalers. Here's his upper deck rookie as well as his score rookie and a later Pro Set card. So I've got him on the Whalers and the Senators. Cool signature. Glad to add him into the collection. And then next up, we've got Jay Bunner, or Bunner. I always pronounce it. I don't know if I'm mispronouncing it, but I remember watching him play back in the day, but I think it's Bunner. If I'm wrong, or however you pronounce it, if you want to correct me in the comments, that's cool. He does charge a fee of $5, but he includes a note that he sends all of the money to first responders in his local community. So that's cool. And he's got a pretty wild signature, and I went with this 91 Donruss Grand Slam card because it kind of just has a cool background for signature and whatnot, as well as his trophy Topps card. Can't go wrong with those rookie trophy cards, so glad to add him in. And then here's one of Alejandro Pena, great pitcher for the Dodgers back in the day. I had him sign 86 Topps, 88 Topps, as well as a 1990 Upper Deck. Thought those were all great pictures and went well with his signature, so very happy to add Alejandro Pena to the collection. So thanks, Mr. Pena. And then we've got, somebody got three of them. Oh, I do have three. Okay, sorry. Here's a Hall of Famer, Rogie Vachon, however you pronounce it, but great goalie from the 60s and 70s, and I think into the 80s as well. Just a great player, and very happy to add him into the collection. I love those old goalie pads in the picture. Those cards just look so cool. So very happy to get his signature as well on those cards. And then lastly, we've got one from, and I know a lot of you guys probably send these to this player who is, from what I gather, he's super nice, and it seems like he was super generous with what he sent out. He charges a fee of $5 for per signature. And he also is a musician, so you probably know who I'm talking about, Jack McDowell. And if you send, I think it's like 35 or something, he'll send his CDs. And so I sent 40, so that with a Don Russ rookie card, because I wanted to get his signature on a card, and then I was curious about his music, so I wanted to get his CDs. And he first sent my 88 Don Russ back in the mail in myself addressed stamped envelope, and then I got a package in the mail the next day, and the package included like his whole catalog of CDs. And I've only listened to a couple of them so far. I'm still working on it, but I usually play them when I'm in the car and just haven't had the chance yet. But he was in a band called Stick Figure in the early 2000s, as well as View. And so far I've listened to these two ones, Stick Figure and View. I liked the View better. I just thought it was more interesting. Not that they both weren't good, but kind of alterna rock, kind of, I don't know what you want to call it, with a, this one sounds a little more mainstream, kind of what you hear on the radio. Not that that's wrong, there's anything wrong with that, but it's a little bit, there wasn't anything that really stood out to me on this, but it's a good listen and it's enjoyable, and I'm looking forward to listening to the rest of it. But I really liked the View. I thought that was where this just the songwriting and just the style kind of just connected and resonated with me a lot more. So very happy to get this. And he's also got some other View as well as Stick Figure CDs in here, so I'm very looking forward to listening to those and checking those out. But he didn't just send those. He also sent like a pile of 11 autograph cards as well, like that were like his own cards as well as the CDs, which, I mean, that's way above and beyond. I was not expecting that, but just sounds like, just from what I gather, super nice guy, and I'm really happy to get his CDs as well. So. And I'm not trying to bash Stick Figure or anything. I thought it was really good. I liked the View a lot better. But who knows, maybe when I listen to the next Stick Figure album, I may end up liking that one a lot better than everything. So, but they're definitely there's nothing bad. They're all good listens. Good songwriter, good music. So happy to get those from him. But anyway, those are my returns. I mean, look how big that stack is. That's a lot of cards this time. I'm hoping it won't be too long before my next one, but I did go on vacation and have not sent out a lot for the last couple weeks, so I'm guessing there's probably going to be a gap in there for when I don't get as many back. So if I don't have enough to really make a video about, then I may prolong things until my next video, but we'll see what comes in, and that will dictate when I shoot my next video. So hopefully you guys like that and you are enjoying my TTM videos as well as my other videos as well. And I do have a PSA lot of vintage that's supposed to come back. It has a estimated completion date of October 27th. It's still in the grading phase, but hopefully that will come soon, and I'll be able to do a reveal, like a blind reveal video on that. Although I don't know, with PSA now, they're kind of like trying to buy cards off you, I guess. So I may look at the grades before, not that I really want to sell them, but I'm maybe curious like what they're offering, and that will require me to actually look at the grades first. But we'll see what happens. But anyway, we'll deal with that when it comes up. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys have sent out any cool TTMs, leave a comment below, or if you enjoyed the ones that I showed, comment about those as well. But until the next time, great to see you guys. I will talk with you guys later. Take care.